My husband's secret family vacation with his work friend was exposed by a misplaced souvenir. I'm 32 female, utterly shattered. My husband, Mark, 34 male, and I have been together for 12 years, married for 8. We have 2 beautiful children, a daughter, Lily, 6, and a son, Noah, 4. Our life, from the outside, looked perfect. We had a lovely home, stable jobs, I'm a marketing manager, and Mark is a software engineer, and a comfortable routine. We were the couple that others envied, the ones who seemed to have it all figured out. Or so I thought. The cracks started appearing subtly, almost imperceptibly, a few months ago. Mark began working longer hours, which, in his line of work, wasn't entirely unusual. He'd come home later, sometimes well after the children were asleep, and be engrossed in his phone. When I'd ask about his day, his answers were vague, boilerplate responses about project deadlines and demanding clients. I tried to be understanding, knowing that his job could be stressful. I'd bring him dinner, make sure he had clean clothes, and try to keep the household running smoothly so he wouldn't have additional worries. I thought I was being a supportive and loving wife. Then came the work trip. About 2 months ago, Mark announced he needed to go to a conference in Miami for a week. It was a big industry event, he explained, crucial for networking and staying ahead in his field. I was a little disappointed because we had planned a weekend getaway for just the 2 of us, but I understood the importance of his career. I helped him pack, made sure he had all his presentation materials, and even ironed his shirts. He kissed me and the children goodbye, promising to call every night. He did call, but the calls were short, often rushed. He'd say he was in meetings or at dinner with colleagues. He sounded tired, and I attributed it to the demanding schedule of a conference. I missed him terribly, and the children asked for him constantly. I even bought him a small gift, a personalized leather passport holder, to surprise him with when he returned. I wanted him to know I appreciated his hard work and sacrifice. When he finally came back, he seemed distant. He was physically present, but emotionally absent. He brought back souvenirs for the children, a couple of keychains and some t-shirts from Miami, but nothing for me. When I gently pointed this out, he mumbled something about being too busy. I felt a pang of disappointment, but again, I tried to rationalize it. He'd just been through a stressful week. He was probably exhausted. I put on a brave face and focused on making him feel welcome home. Over the next few weeks, things didn't improve. Mark was increasingly glued to his phone, often taking it with him even to the bathroom. He'd quickly minimize screens if I walked by, and he became secretive about his conversations. He'd also started going to the gym more frequently, which I initially thought was a good thing, a sign he was taking care of himself. But then I noticed he was buying new, expensive workout clothes and cologne, things he'd never really cared about before. He'd also started staying out late for drinks with colleagues, often coming home smelling of perfume, not just alcohol. My gut feeling started screaming at me. Something was very, very wrong. I tried to talk to him, to express my concerns, but he'd either deflect, get defensive, or simply dismiss my worries as me being overly anxious or imagining things. He accused me of not trusting him, of being insecure. I felt like I was going crazy, questioning my own sanity. I loved him, I trusted him, but the evidence accumulating was becoming harder and harder to ignore. The breaking point came last week, and it wasn't even something I actively sought out. It was a cruel twist of fate, a tiny, seemingly innocuous object that blew my entire world apart. Lily, our daughter, loves to draw. She's a creative little spirit, always sketching and coloring. One afternoon, she came to me with a drawing of a family at the beach. It was a typical child's drawing: stick figures, a bright yellow sun, a blue ocean. But one detail caught my eye: a small, intricately drawn seashell in the corner of the picture. "Mommy, look," she exclaimed, holding it up. "This is us at the beach. And this seashell is just like the one Daddy brought back for Emily." My blood ran cold. "Emily?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. "Who is Emily, sweetie?" Lily looked at me with her innocent, wide eyes. Daddy's friend. From the beach. The one he brought the special seashell for. He said it was her favorite. I felt like the air had been knocked out of my lungs. Mark hadn't brought back any seashells for us, only those generic keychains and t-shirts, and he certainly hadn't mentioned an Emily. I tried to keep my voice steady. Honey, where did Daddy get this seashell? From his work trip. Lily nodded. Yes. He said he found it just for Emily, and he said she loved it so much. I thanked Lily for showing me her drawing and excused myself, my mind racing. I went straight to Mark's study, my heart pounding in my chest. I started searching, my hands trembling. I pulled out drawers, scanned bookshelves, looked under piles of papers. I felt a desperate need to find something, anything, to confirm or deny Lily's innocent words, and then I found it. Tucked away in the back of his desk drawer, beneath some old work documents, was a small, velvet-lined box. My fingers fumbled as I opened it. Inside, nestled on a bed of silk, was a delicate, perfectly formed conch seashell, gleaming with an iridescent sheen. It was beautiful, a truly exquisite specimen, and tied to it, with a tiny silver ribbon, was a small, engraved tag. The engraving read, "To my dearest Emily, with love, always, Mark." My vision blurred. I sank into Mark's chair, the box and its devastating contents heavy in my lap. Emily, dearest Emily, love, always. This wasn't a work colleague. This wasn't a professional acquaintance. This was something far, far more sinister. That I remembered the work trip to Miami. I remembered his evasiveness, his distance, the sudden interest in his appearance. It all clicked into place, a horrifying mosaic of betrayal. He hadn't been on a work trip. He had been on a secret vacation, a romantic getaway with this Emily. And he had brought her a special, heartfelt gift, while I, his wife of 8 years, and our children, received cheap tourist trinkets. The anger hit me first, a searing wave that threatened to consume me. Then came the profound sadness, a crushing weight that made it hard to breathe. 12 years. 8 years of marriage. 2 children. Was it all a lie? Was I just a fool, oblivious to the gaping holes in my own life? I picked up the shell, its smooth surface cold against my fingertips. This wasn't just a shell. It was a symbol of his deception, a tangible piece of the secret life he was building behind my back that I waited for him to come home. The hours stretched into an eternity. When I heard his key in the lock, my heart leaped, a mix of dread and a fierce, burning need for answers. He walked in, smiling, asking about my day. He looked so normal, so composed, as if he hadn't just shattered my entire world that I didn't say a word. I simply stood there, holding the velvet box open, the shell glinting under the living room lights. His smile faltered. His eyes widened as they fixated on the shell, then on the engraved tag. The color drained from his face, leaving him pale and ashen. He knew. He knew I knew. "What is this, Mark?" I asked, my voice surprisingly steady, despite the tremor in my hands. He stammered, his eyes darting around the room, anywhere but at me. I can explain. It's a gift for a client. A very important client." The lie hung in the air, a pathetic, transparent veil over the truth. "A client?" I repeated, my voice rising. "With love, always engraved on it? And who is this client that my 6-year-old daughter knows as Daddy's friend Emily from the beach?" He deflated, his shoulders slumping. He ran a hand through his hair, avoiding my gaze. Okay, it's not a client. She's a friend. From work. A friend from work you took on a secret vacation to Miami. I pressed, the words tumbling out, laced with venom. A friend you bought a romantic gift for, while your wife and children waited at home. He finally looked at me, his eyes filled with a desperate plea. "It's not what you think, Sarah. We went as friends. She was going anyway, and I had the conference. It just made sense to share a villa to save costs. The sheer audacity of his lie, the attempt to spin this into something innocent, enraged me. A villa? Not a hotel room at a conference. And sharing a villa with love, always on a seashell? Do you take me for a complete fool, Mark? He started to cry, genuine tears streaming down his face. I'm so sorry, Sarah. I messed up. I know I did. It was a mistake. A terrible, awful mistake. A mistake? I echoed, tears now blurring my own vision. 12 years, Mark. 8 years of marriage. 2 children. Was all of that a mistake? Was I a mistake? Our family, was that just some grand mistake you made? He tried to reach for me, but I recoiled. Don't touch me, I spat. Don't you dare touch me. He sat down on the couch, burying his face in his hands. I never meant to hurt you. I swear. Emily, she listens. She understands. Understands what, Mark? I demanded. Understands that you're a lying, cheating husband? Understands that you're willing to betray your family for a cheap thrill? He didn't answer. He just sat there, sobbing that I felt a cold, hard resolve settle over me. The pain was excruciating, but beneath it, a sense of clarity was emerging. I had spent months questioning myself, doubting my own instincts, allowing him to gaslight me into believing I was the crazy one. But I wasn't. He was the one who had lied, who had cheated, who had systematically dismantled our life together. I want you to leave, Mark, I said, my voice now devoid of emotion, a stark contrast to the storm raging inside me. I want you to pack a bag and leave tonight. I can't look at you right now. I can't be in the same house as you. He looked up, his eyes bloodshot. Leave. Sarah, please. Don't do this. We can fix this. We can go to counseling. I'll do anything. There's nothing to fix right now, Mark, I said. You broke it. You shattered it into a million pieces. And I don't know if it can ever be put back together. I need space. I need to think. I need you out of this house. He argued, he pleaded, he begged. He promised he'd break it off with Emily, that he'd prove his love for me, that he'd do anything to win me back. But his words were hollow, meaningless. They were the words of a man caught, not a man truly remorseful for his actions, but remorseful for the consequences that I stood firm. I told him if he didn't leave, I would call my brother to come and stay with me and the children, and he wouldn't be allowed back in. The threat, I think, finally got through to him. He slowly, reluctantly, went upstairs that I heard him packing, the rustle of clothes, the opening and closing of drawers. It was a surreal, heartbreaking sound. The man I had loved for 12 years, the father of my children, was packing a bag to leave our home because of his own deceit that he came back down, a small duffel bag slung over his shoulder. He looked utterly defeated. I'll go to my brother's, he mumbled. I'll call you tomorrow. Don't call me, Mark, I said, my voice still flat. I'll call you when I'm ready. And I'm going to need to talk to a lawyer. His face crumpled again. He nodded, then turned and walked out the door, leaving me alone in the silent house, the velvet box and its cruel seashell still on the coffee table. That night was a blur of tears and numb disbelief. I held my children extra tight, watching them sleep, their innocent faces a stark reminder of everything he had jeopardized. How was I going to explain this to them? How was I going to pick up the pieces of our shattered life? The next morning, I called my best friend, Jessica. She listened patiently, without judgment, as I recounted the entire horrifying story. She was furious on my behalf, offering to come over immediately. I declined, needing to process everything alone for a little while longer. Then, I started researching divorce lawyers. It felt surreal, like I was reading someone else's story, not my own. But the cold, hard truth was undeniable. My marriage was in tatters, and I had to protect myself and my children. I also found a therapist. I knew I couldn't navigate this emotional wasteland alone. I needed professional help to process the trauma, the betrayal, the grief that I haven't told the children anything yet, beyond that Daddy is away for work again. It's a cruel irony, given how the truth came out, but I need to figure out how to explain this in a way that minimizes their pain that I still have the seashell. I don't know why I haven't thrown it away. Maybe it's a perverse need for a physical reminder of his betrayal, a constant, tangible proof that I wasn't imagining things, that my gut instinct was right all along. It sits on my nightstand, a beautiful, deadly omen that I feel like I'm in a nightmare, waiting to wake up. But I know this is real. My perfect life, my perfect family, was an illusion, a fragile facade that crumbled with a single, misplaced souvenir. I don't know what the future holds, but I know it won't be easy. I know there will be more pain, more difficult conversations, more tears. But I also know that I am stronger than I thought. And I will get through this, for myself, and for my children that I just wish I didn't have to. I wish he hadn't chosen to betray me in such a callous, heartbreaking way. I wish he hadn't chosen Emily and her special seashell over his family. And I wish I didn't have to explain to our daughter why Daddy's friend Emily was more important than us. This is my life now, a tangled mess of deceit and heartbreak, all exposed by a seashell.